All right, fam. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Can y'all hear me in the room? I've got the eyeball on my screen so we can have some Q&A. Thanks, Lorna. Let me know. I'm not sure if John's going to jump on for Q&A. I have no idea. We will see. Patiently, I will wait and see if he's coming on. If not, we can do Q&A together, you and I, or all of you and I. If you have any questions that you want to ask or any charts that you want to request, now would be the time to do that. Q&A is your opportunity to ask questions about trendy methodology, the indicators, as well as request charts. Oh, okay. I didn't check the alert. Let me see. Oh, yep. He's going to celebrate someone's birthday party, probably with a lunch. So, all right, that answers that question. He won't be here for Q&A. So, does anybody have any questions, any chart requests, anything like that? By the way, if you're short from the PMZ, like I am, now is a good time to trim. Anybody short from the PMZ? Just curious. ES, it was a great opportunity to be short. Janet, I figured you were. We had an awesome confirmation trade right there. Weekend golfer, nice job shorting the PMZ. Michael took profits out of the PMZ. Weekend golfer, I'm not sure if you're in the SPX room, so not sure if you're trading SPX or ES, but either way, nice trade out of the PMZ. Yeah, Janet, so what I did on the trade, and anytime I have a target so close, is I wait for price to go underneath it. Awesome weekend golfer. So, yeah, so you were able to see my PMZ in there and that trade plan. So very nice trade, about 20 points for me there on that short. So awesome, Janet. Way to go. All right, guys. I don't see any questions, so I don't have to do a Q&A for sure if y'all don't have any questions or have any chart requests. I don't, um, you know, have, no, you're not going to hurt my feelings at all. Yeah, we can look at Oracle, Mark. I believe Oracle reported earnings recently, right? I believe. Here is the pullback to a demand zone. It's in a buy opportunity. They crushed earnings, and this is what they got, huh? Ouch. Wow. Yeah, Janet, I did. I got my bid actually, I was only in 2 contracts and my bid actually filled a little bit early. So yes. Yes, I did. Wow. Okay. That makes sense. So as far as Oracle goes, from a supply and demand perspective, this week we have pulled back into a demand zone. All right. From a Fibonacci perspective, if I just look from big time frame, right? Look at the most recent rally to the high. I want to see if the 618 was closed below, and it definitely was. So the trend to be measuring right now is from the high to the low. All right. So this pop that Oracle experienced brought it right into my favorite Fibonacci zone to trade, and that's the 50 to the 618 right here. So Oracle popped into, and I'm trying to get in the habit of making this zone blue just because gray zones, too many gray zones on a chart seem to be confusing for people. So I'm making this zone blue. But we just popped back, half back, right? We came into this zone that when measuring a downtrend, this is a sell the rip opportunity for me. Now, aggressively speaking, the top of the bear channel here at the 38.2 would have been a short as well. But this is really the zone from a Fibonacci perspective that I like to trade. Now, I will say this, if this week's candle closes as a down candle, I have confluence of candlestick structure, also back here, candlestick structure and a key Fibonacci level, the 38.2. This is also a sell zone. Because the trend is bearish on Oracle, I would be looking to sell rips, all right, from the bigger picture perspective. Now, again, where's price at right now? Well, it's at this demand zone. Here is a double inside and up candlestick structure. The origin, though, of this bounce into the 50 and the 618, the origin of this move is down here. So the true area to that price could be coming back to with the imbalance right there is going to be here where price consolidated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, and then boom, move up. All right. So this is the origin of the move or the demand zone that has that imbalance candle. So that's the highest probability zone on the chart as far as demand goes. But you do have some consolidation candles after that rip higher. You had a couple of weeks of just hanging out right towards the top of that body. And then we went up, a couple of weeks consolidation up, and now we found ourselves back at this area. If I run Fibonacci's, even though we didn't get above the 618, right? So the downtrend is still intact, but this would be a secondary set of Fibonacci's. And I look, we are in jeopardy right here of closing below this 618. Could mean that you will find prices back at these lower levels. So a very, very key level on this chart for Oracle, if you're looking to trade it to the upside, or if you are short, it is at an area that I would trim. If you're just looking to trade it to the upside, I would pay very close attention to 179.08. If price closes below here, then I believe we could be coming back to 160 and then finally 144 by 134. All right, so the immediate support, that's where price is at right now. 179, super duper key level. If we close below there, I believe we're headed to 160, then 144 by 134. If we pop back up into this 215 to 265, this is a short the rip opportunity. Now we have tested the area once. So if you don't want to trade the entire width of this sell zone, then what I would say is wait for confirmation like I do. I use a confirmation process not just for day trading, but also for swing trading. And I wait until price rallies back up into the sell zone, and then I look for a lower high and a break below and play price back down to these levels. All right. And that's what I see right off the bat, Mark, for Oracle. If you're looking for a longer term, playing this for the long term, like much longer, as in buying equity or leap type trades, the lower yearly edge is down here at this demand zone and my preferred area to go long. And I would wait for price to come back to here if you're not already long term. Okay. Yeah. TLC, it's gray. I mean, I could make it red as well because it is supply in anticipation that this week is a down candle. Do you see? But it is also the top of the bear channel and in between my favorite Fibonacci zone, in this case to short, the 50 and the 618. So it doesn't matter if I make this gray or red, but so that you're not confused, I'm going to make it red. And hey, maybe tomorrow Oracle gets a ripper of $40 and prices back up here, then it would not be supply. Okay. All right. You got it. Let's see. What was Janet asked about NVIDIA? Let's look at NVIDIA. That's my investment type trade, not what you're asking for, probably, Janet. So let's talk from a weekly chart on down on NVIDIA. Inside and down candlestick structure right here. This means that we created supply on the weekly chart and the supply zone has been tested. Okay. Price rallied. Then you got a pause candle right there. And then you have had since then downward price action. That means we created supply here, and this is a sell zone if price rallies back up to here. It also represents a target to the upside if you're in a trade to go long off of the weekly chart. Now, weekly demand on NVIDIA is all the way down here. And this zone is one that has been tested over and over and over and over again. I have to run the Fibonacci's of this current move to find that, guess what? NVIDIA is in my favorite Fibonacci zone to trade. Now, I don't have candlestick structure here, but do I have key moving averages? Absolutely. Right here, this middle moving average here, this is the weekly 21. That's a key, I like the 9, I like the 21, I like the 50, the typical ones. Well, your weekly 21 on NVIDIA is going to be right about here at 197 ish. Okay, so this zone is a buy zone based on Fibonacci as well as moving average and not candlestick structure on the weekly. But if I look at this exact same zone on a daily, I want to see, do I have inside and up structure on the daily? And the answer is yes. So inside of this blue zone that is the 50 and the 618 fib, I have demand, right? I have demand on the daily chart, not the weekly, but it's a key Fibonacci level. There's key EMA levels, and there is demand on the daily chart. That makes this a zone that I personally could, the only thing I can do with price down here is look to trade this to the upside. It is not in a place that I would look to short. Not now, not ever. I don't short at lows at key areas of demand. Okay. If for some reason you are asking about this chart and wondering where I would even consider going short on the weekly, that's going to be all the way back up here at 213.55. Now, on the daily, maybe we have some supply that is closer than that weekly supply. And we do. You see the inside and you gapped down depending on how you want to draw this out. But I'm going to just use the gap fill because yesterday price did climb all the way up to about 208 and then it sold off from there, creating a topping wick. So supply here on the daily chart is definitely closer. That means if I am long from this blue zone, right? This buy zone down here, this 208 to 215 would be a first target, and then the bigger time frame supply. If you're looking for a place to short a rally, given the overall bearish nature over the last couple, well, really the last 4 weeks in semiconductors or in NVIDIA, this would be that place that I would look at. Okay. So all in all, NVIDIA big picture is still in an uptrend, but for the last 4 weeks, we have been heading to the downside. And so if you want a shorter term, short the rip area, that's going to be 208 to 1487. And this again with price right down here, all I can do is look to buy a dip or be patient if I want to go short and wait for a rally up near 208. All right. Bill, should your PMZ be set to pre or all when the market opens? Well, there's two different settings. So the first setting is based on um, regular trading hours. So when the market opens, your PMZ should be set to pre, no, and yes. Now, if you trade futures and you want the overnight PMZ, you would set this to all and yes and yes. All right. But since it's regular trading hours, it's pre, no, and yes. All right. Why do I sometimes mark certain areas in gray? In gray, honestly, most of the time, if you see me mark something in gray, it's just if it's a demand zone and I don't turn it green, I leave it gray. It's just to save time, right? But if it is a demand zone and it's then it would be green on the chart. But at the end of the day, TLC, I wouldn't get wrapped up in the colors. I would just remember that we're zone traders, right? So a zone that is south of price is a buy zone. And a zone that is north of price is a sell zone, regardless of the color on the chart, right? So let's say I was drawing this zone out and I was in a hurry, I would just leave it gray because I know that it's north of price, that's supply, and that is a target to the upside and also a place I can look to go short. Okay. So I wouldn't get wrapped up in the color of the zone as much as I would just knowing that any zone north of price is a potential sell zone, any zone south of price is a potential buy zone. But TLC, I don't know if you're in the SPX room, but in the SPX room, I'm trying to get in the habit of making the 50 and the 618 zone blue each time. And that is just so the people in there, because I scalp trade so much from that zone, so that the members in the SPX room will know that if they see a blue zone on my chart, that's my favorite Fibonacci zone to trade. Okay, awesome. RDW was a heartbreaker. Got to stick to the plan. Yeah, I haven't even looked at it, and it's I trade the plan every time. So has it rallied back up into where it wouldn't be a stop? Yes. Right now it is above my stop. But I've stopped out on the candle and I'm fine with that. Now you got to remember that I was in the Julys. I remember that. Gosh, can I even remember what strike I was in? Was it the 18s? Is that what it was? Probably because I started them up here. So yeah, I mean, I was in the $18 calls. Is it a heartbreaker that I got out for $1.55 and right now I could get out for $2. I mean, it's $45 difference. So not a heartbreaker for me. I mean, I'm going to follow the process as much as what I possibly can each and every time. So yeah. Let's see, Janet, you want to look at Google? Yeah, so Google actually alerted me this morning, but I know that it's come down into a demand zone because that alert went off. It has filled a gap. It is in a place that all I could do is buy a dip. Now, here is why I am hesitating here. If you look down here at my squeeze indicator, Google was in a squeeze. Momentum has on the histogram has went bearish big time, right? And today, see that green dot? That could fire to the downside. If this thing fires to the downside, do I want to potentially set through anywhere from 8 to 12 down days? Not really. Not really, right? So I can be patient in this zone. Hey, guess what? If I wake up tomorrow and Google is right here, you see this inside and down, then oh well. Oh well is what I would say. All right. But I'm going to remain patient here. I'm going to wait for my confirmation. Well, hopefully, y'all know what the confirmation process looks like for me. This is my low. Right now, we got a higher low here on Google. If this indeed turns out to be a higher low, which the candle is closing in about 5 minutes, so it could be that higher low level and then a break above. All I would do in this zone, Janet, since you asked about it, is go half allocation right here. And honestly, given the squeeze looking to fire potentially to the downside, I'm not as eager to jump headfirst into this thing. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys, I don't see any other questions, so I'm gonna call it a session. I love hanging out with y'all. I love answering your questions, but I um, can also be scalp trading or day trading here at the same time. And yeah, let's see. Yes, this session is being recorded. I'm looking at my watch list. I can see Amazon, Google, and Microsoft are the names on my watch list that are read today. A lot of these chip names, they broke below and closed below their demand zones. SMCI is the one that closed right at its bottom of the demand zone here. And today it's looking to close potentially above the bottom of the demand zone. So that's one that's a slight possibility to get a trade from. Let's see, what was the other one that I was trading? Microchip. This name closed below that demand zone and the bull channel there. So this zone is invalidated at this point. So there is no trade. I just remove it and say, hey, thanks to waiting for confirmation, I didn't take that trade. The next buy zone for microchip is all the way down here at 83.5 to 78.27. Awesome, Roman. Yeah, he'll see this in the chat. Awesome. Way to go. Super happy for you. Yeah, the short this morning was a majority of my profits today. So in the SPX room, we were short in SPX at the sell zone, and it was money, money, money for sure, all the way back to the gap fill. So way to go. I'm super proud of you. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. Y'all have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions throughout the day, you can tag my name in the chat. Then I'll hear a ping and I'll know that someone has a question and I'll come back over to answer the question. All right, because it looks like John's going to be out for the rest of the day. All right, y'all have an awesome day and I will talk to you later. Much love, fam.